We are just 20 days away from the unification fight at heavyweight between Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker for the WBA, IBF, IBL, not so important, and WBO heavyweight straps. This promises, I think, to be a quality fight between two unbeaten, hungry guys, both whose respective missions is to unify. And the focus has been lately on their weight loss. We both know they're going to be coming in lighter, these guys, than they usually are. Parker, some people theorise he's naturally got better movement. It's definitely in his interest to come more in the 230s. And Joshua, from the pictures we've seen, he's already losing some of that muscle mass. Some people think that's a bit unhealthy. It's not going to help him. But for me, Joshua losing a bit of weight spells more bad news for Parker. Being a big, ripped, hulking Adonis may look good. It may be a sign of strength and power. But Joshua could definitely do with losing some of that muscle mass, because most people recognise that one of his key defects is that he seems to run out of stamina once he's tried to do one of his attacks and it doesn't quite get you out of there. If he has an extended combination, it doesn't work, it doesn't destroy the target, he will have a period of sucking wind and having to recharge. And that's when that additional probably 10 to up to 15 pounds worth of muscle could do with going. So he has superior stamina and a bit more speed. And of course, with superior speed, if you're punching quicker, that goes into power as well. So if he loses the weight, he very well may not even lose any power at all. I think if he was to come in the low 240s, that would be ideal for Joshua and really put him in pole position to fulfill the bookies' odds. Parker always looks good in training. He lets his punches go fluidly. He moves well. He's got that nice supple look to him that a lot of heavyweights don't have. But of course, he's been looking good in training for a while and then often doesn't perform very well as of late. With this one in his training, he does seem to have a bit of an extra spring in his step, which is essential for the task at hand. I think his game plan, it's hard to say what it will be. I think we'll have to call upon all kinds of different elements, movement, attack when he needs to, slug out even when he has to try and push Joshua back. He is a fighter, I think, who is being underrated too much, Parker. He's too much of an underdog. Just because he's looked so bad, I don't think, as Eddie Hearn said as well, that reflects genuinely what kind of potential he has. Parker's a fighter who does a lot of things well, who's pretty versatile, who seems to be tough and quick, natural talents to boot. And it just hasn't come all together for him yet in a performance. He looked pretty good against Dimitrenko when he took him out before the foul ending. He looked a bit more on point for that one. Of course, Joshua's no Dimitrenko, but just he looked better. He looked like he had more of the spring in his step in that one. He's going to have to bring that kind of Parker and a lot more against Joshua, I think. Fight a kind of possum-like fight to begin with, trying to draw leads to get Joshua tired and then pounce at the right time. I do think it's going to be a good fight. I would be more surprised if Joshua blasted Parker out in the first half than if Parker went on to win the fight. So that shows you right there. I think this is going to be a good fight. But ultimately, I think after a spirited effort and a lot of decent exchanges mid-range, which Joshua was very comfortable with, he looks like he's coming in later. He looks like he's trying to nullify that possible route to victory for Parker, which is a later stoppage, maybe through exhaustion. And I think just his natural physical assets and that extra punching power, it's probably a bit of a golfing punching power there, is going to wear on the Kiwi over time. And I think he's going to win some rounds. He may even shake Joshua up, but I don't think he's going to be able to nail him to the floor. We've seen him get up before in tough times. And then, as I say, I think that natural physical strength and punching power will wear the Kiwi down in a quality fight in which Parker's stock may even go up because he'll surprise a lot of the casuals that he did so well. But for Joshua to collect his WBO strap and then onwards and upwards, maybe Wilder at the end of the year.